Okay, Darren here, BestAutoDetailingTips.com, the owner-operator of Auto Fetish Detail. Or we can go with Detailing Made Simple, because that's what it's all about, is how do we simplify the approach to detailing, whether it's the techniques, the chemicals, the products, the tools, the processes, whatever. How do we simplify it? It drives me crazy. You know, I go on these forums, and these, whether it's car forums or detail forums, and there's just so much information. And I've been in the business over 20 years, and I get frustrated. I can only last on those sites for like 2 minutes until my head wants to explode, because there's just full of so much bad misinformation, ignorant people. Occasionally there's a guy that has a clue, but you out there in that land, that world, how do you know who has a clue and who doesn't? And here I am coming with yet another opinion. So all I can say is that I've been doing it over 25 years. I make a living at it. I still make a living at it. I've been making people happy for over 25 years. I have checked my results. Trust me, I don't want to produce anything that I'm not happy with, or that's going to cause me aggravation, or that I'm going to have to fix later. So I want what my customer wants. I want what you want, which is just results. Results that are simplified. Like, show me, Darren. Darren, how can I get from point A to point B quicker and easier way? So it's maximum return with minimum efforts. It's that simple. So with that said, is I've got two products that I use for all my interior cleaning. One of them is an all-purpose cleaner by Meguiar's. Actually, they're both by Meguiar's. Now, I'm not a paid spokesperson for Meguiar's. All my products can be accessed through my website. I have links for them. But because I use these two products for virtually everything on the inside of the car, I needed to create a video that talks about them. Now, because I have a vast range of an audience, so anyone from the first-time car owner to an experienced detailer, everyone in between, driveway detailer, enthusiast, detailing professional. I want to be a detailer because I love cars and I'm trying to become a professional detailer, whatever. So the point is you've got retail products like this one, which is also by Meguiar's. I just happen to randomly pick it off my shelf because I've got a whole shelf here full of products that I test and demo. Anyhow, this is a retail product, which means it's packaged. It's going to be about the quantity that you're going to need just to maintain your own cars. But as a professional, we do lots and lots of cars, and we go through lots and lots of products. So that's why, like for example, Meguiar's, they've got their professional line. Now this one is almost empty, so it's time for me to stock up again, but this is one of them, an all-purpose cleaner. I professionally dilute this 10-to-1. This will take care of probably 80% of the cleaning I need to do on the interior of a car. I don't care if it's fabric, carpeting, vinyl, leather, yes leather, velour. I don't care what the material is. The only time I don't spray this directly on some type of material within the inside of a car is like the navigation screen or the clear cover for the instrument cluster on the dashboard. That's the only time. Everything else it's just completely safe for. Like I said, I dilute it down 10-to-1. It will accomplish 80% of the cleaning that I have to do in any car. Now, Meguiar's also makes their dedicated bottles, which are very convenient because they're marked and you can read and see very easily what it is that you're reaching for. It's also very convenient because they have common dilution ratios right on the bottle. And you know what that means? That means that, for example, like a 4-in-1, which is a heavy-duty concentrate for the all-purpose cleaner, is you fill this up to this line with water. Then the rest of the way with the solution or the concentrate. It's that simple. And then there's a dilution ratio for 10-to-1. Same concept. All the way up here for water, the rest for the concentrate. So Now what about that last 20% for that heavy duty cleaning, whether it's leather, upholstery, carpeting, velour, whatever? That's where I use the Super Degreaser. Now I realize that Super Degreaser would suggest that, well, people tend to connect the dots between degreasing and engines. While you can use this on your engine, it can also be used on virtually anywhere else in your car, just like this can. But it's stronger. It's got more grease cutters in it. Now when I dilute this, I dilute it down 4-to-1 because when I'm reaching for this, I need some heavy duty power. Once again, Meguiar's has their dedicated bottle. I'm a big fan. When you reach for it, you know what you're reaching for. Also, it has the dilution ratios, same deal, 4-to-1, 10-to-1, very common dilution ratios. So these two products, I can clean any car and handle virtually 99% of any problem within the car. Now there's a couple exceptions, like let's say chewing gum, or like just say a big wad of like grease that someone tracked in on their floor mat. And I've got my other chemicals. This is actually my interior toolkit. It's got my different detailing brushes and so forth. But I want to stay focused on these two products because for most of you and for most professional detailers, this is all you need. Now you could get a dedicated carpet and upholstery cleaner. You could get a dedicated all-purpose cleaner for those other chores. You could get a dedicated leather cleaner. You can get a dedicated cleaner, whatever you want, and fill your garage full of cleaners and conditioners and just go down the list. But once again, is I want to simplify it. And I've found that between these two products, I can clean the inside of a car, never mind going on the outside of the car, whether it's your engine or whatever, but mainly the inside of the car. Now also brushes, you need to get yourself a stiff nylon brush. They're not all created equal. I carry multiple brushes with me. Personally, there will be some other brushes that I will recommend on my site. I actually got this one at Target. It's perfect because it's not too stiff. This one has shorter bristles and is stiffer, so I will use this, like for example on floor mats. This I will use on the door panels, on the leather, you know, where it's got to be a little more sensitive or delicate as far as the scrubbing goes. I always recommend a microfiber cloth because they are far more absorbent than like a terry cloth towel. They're just a superior tool, and they don't leave lint like a traditional cloth towel does. Sprayers, you will need to get yourself some sprayers. Now, professionally, I prefer this one. It's gray. It will be on my website. There's also this one. And this is kind of the nuances of anything. You know, you just find the right tool. So, personally, this one is more ergonomically friendly to my hands. And when you're doing a lot of spraying, that's a good thing. This one, the spread between here and there is a little wider than I like. Now maybe you've got like big gorilla hands and it won't be an issue for you. I actually have relatively, I mean I always take a large as far as a glove goes, but I still find that this is a little wider than I prefer. So I like the gray one, more ergonomically friendly. You will need to get yourself a sprayer. Now perhaps you have a sprayer in a bottle already at home. That's fine, knock yourself out. Many of you will think that this is overkill. Geez, Darren, I gotta buy a gallon. Well, guess what? This on the shelf will cost anywhere between $7 and $12. This costs roughly around $19, $20. Okay, I can make like 100 times, you know, because it's a concentrate, I can make like 100 times more than I'm gonna get in this. So you may say, well, I'm never going to go through that much product. Well, maybe not. But the point is not only are these two products by themselves going to be much more effective than your retail product, but they can be used in so many ways. So you don't need to buy another or a dedicated leather cleaner, a dedicated carpet and upholstery shampoo, a dedicated all-purpose cleaner like these basically are anyways. So it's a way to simplify your world. Detailing made simple. So you can do what you want. That's just my recommendation. That's what I do. And I'm all about simplifying things because out in the real world, which is where I have to survive and making a living and making a profit, time is money. So if I can cut to the chase, if I can get from point A to point B quicker with better results, it's like everyone wins. I make more money, the customer's getting what he wants, and now in return, you're actually going to get information that I've accumulated over the past 25 years. So it's a win for everyone. The point is maximum results with minimal effort. The winning combination. Okay, so once again, go to my website. There's links there. I will demonstrate these products in many, many ways, many, many videos, from upholstery shampooing, leather cleaning, heavy-duty leather cleaning, heavy-duty carpet cleaning, you name it. I know there's going to be many people that are going to want to respond and say, oh, you got to use a carpet extractor, or you got to rinse it, blah, 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 blah. That's fine, rinse away, whatever. I just know through experience that once you shampoo, and this is all about, and I'm kind of going on a little tangent here, just briefly, because when it comes to shampooing carpeting and velour and those types of things, which is what I use these on, many people talk about, oh, you have to use a carpet extractor to make sure you rinse it. Or once you shampoo your carpeting or your floor mat, it's going to attract dirt. Well, it's not about attracting dirt. You're not going to suddenly magnetize your floor mat where it's now going to attract dirt. That's really a misstatement. What they're actually implying is that once the dirt comes in contact, it will stick to it, because they claim this will leave a sticky residue, or carpet and upholstery shampoos will leave a sticky residue. Well, I'm sure there's some out there that can. These just don't happen to be some of those. So once again, let's keep it simple. I have tested this in the real world for over 20 years, and it's just not an issue. Your carpeting will get dirty again, okay? This is not going to get it dirtier now that you've shampooed it. And it's funny because occasionally I'll meet people and they'll have this disgusting floor mat or disgusting carpet in their house. It's like, well, dude, why don't you shampoo it? Oh, well, I heard that if you shampoo it, it's just going to attract dirt. It's like, okay, but you're willing to live with a filthy, stinking floor mat that you wouldn't even want your dog sleeping on? How do you reconcile that logic, okay? So the point is it's not going to make it dirtier. It's not going to suddenly attract the dirt. It does work. It is a simplified approach. You don't have to go through all the trouble of getting a carpet extractor, using a pressure washer, all that stuff. Just watch some of my other videos where I demonstrate how I professionally shampoo floor mats, leather, upholstery. I show you how to remove those annoying skid marks off the threshold plates. Anyhow, I'm working through it, so bear with me. Any recommendations or comments you want to make, feel free. Just don't be a douchebag. If you want to be a douchebag, go do it on someone else's. But if you've got something helpful or useful or an actual question that's relevant, feel free. And I don't mind being challenged. Like I said, I've got nothing to hide because this is all stuff I've tested in the real world, and I still have to live it and breathe it and make a living off of it. So really, what I want is the same thing that my customer wants, which I bet is the same thing that you want. Okay, I think I've exhausted everything I can think of. I'm sure someone out there will throw something, try to throw me a curveball, which go for it. Anyhow, we will see you next time.